Your favorite multi-card duo becomes a trio. Hey, I am the Game Collector, and this is Second Opinion Games. And today I return to Revenge of the Mutant Camels so I could unlock Grid Runner for the Atari Jaguar.
Second Opinion Games.
Before we do anything to unlock it, first up you have to turn on your Jaguar with your Lamatron 2112 card and Revenge of the Mutant Camels inside. And when you do, you might pick the wrong choice, so make sure you hit down to go to Revenge of the Mutant Camels. Then just try to enter the game. Pick to restore from a certain point so you could enter a password, in which case then you want to enter modern day wizardry. You'll hear a familiar yes sound that sounds an awful lot like from Tempest 2000, and there you go. Now you're going to have to restart your Jaguar to be able to access Grid Runner here, and it will forever change the title screen unless there's some type of way to clear everything back to factory resets, so you'll never see that original screen again. Good job, but now you have 3 games on this card instead of 2. So when you load up Grid Runner, you'll see that it's 1 or 2 players. Hit the 1 player and start your epic journey. You'll see a brief description of who you're facing down against, and it's very well animated. This is a 3D capture the flag game where you have to get power-ups. Now, when you first start off this game, you want to make sure you collect every one of these little hourglass symbols as you possibly can. It will greatly affect the way you turn out in this game. Make it to a flag before your enemy, and then you're it. You have to run around and collect as many flags as possible to complete the level and pick up power-ups along the way. If your opponent tags you, they're it, and then they can collect the flags and other things. You could also shoot enemies on screen and use some magic to create platforms to walk on. This is an extremely fun and inventive game, and the graphics look great. Almost too good to be on the Atari Jaguar. And wait a second. Grid Runner, this wasn't made by one person, that sheep guy, right? No. Ah, crap! I just reviewed a Sony PlayStation and Sega Saturn game, Grid Runner, by Virgin Interactive, and that is actually a really good game. Unfortunately, what we got here is Grid Runner on the Jaguar. Okay, now that all the kiddings aside, let's check out how Grid Runner really looks. So go down to it, press the fire button, and then you'll see a kind of cool comic book-like picture. Now, if you take very close notice, you'll see that there's a couple different ports here. It says press button 1 for the Jaguar port, 2 or 3. Of course, we want the Jaguar port, and we're going to go into that. Be careful, if you press the wrong button, sometimes it doesn't load up right, and it could actually freeze up, locking up the game completely. You press the 2 button, and I do go to a screen, but everything was frozen. Another time, it just went blank on me. So I just continuously go to the Jaguar port and play that version. Okay, everyone, hopefully you took your anti-seizure medicine, because there's going to be so many flashing lights at the beginning here that, oh my goodness, it starts to give me a headache. Also, you're going to have to turn up the volume because everything is super ridiculously low, and there is absolutely no music. So, well, it's going to be one of those Jaguar games. Enter the game, and you could choose from 1 to 4 levels. Of course, starting at level 1 is the absolute easiest, and level 4 is darn right impossible. So start with level 1 to kind of get the basics of the game. So you'll notice that you have a spaceship and a little helper ship here, and this is a fixed shooter. It's kind of weird that the screen never moves, and you'll see a grid in the background. The backgrounds do change depending on what level you're on, so there is that, of course. Now, that little ship that you have, you could either hold the A button down while you're holding down the fire button, and it will move and lock onto your ship. Let go of the A button, and it will stop where you want it to. this is a very big part of the strategy of playing this game. Also, at the top of the screen, you have a thing that fires at you, so you gotta keep an eye on that and make sure you watch it, because it will be your demise quite often. Also, keep in mind that enemies can come at you from any side of this grid. Usually, you could just pay very close attention to the outside of the grid, and you know where they're gonna come from. Usually, but not always. So stay towards the middle when you can, and at least on level 1, things come at you slow. Eventually, things will come at you faster and faster, to the point where the game is pretty much impossible. AKA, level 4 is pretty stinking impossible. Sometimes when you kill enemies, they'll release bombs that will fly down on you, killing you very, very dead. Also, you can shoot through your option, we'll just call it, and it will increase your firepower to your ship. There's also some cool bonus points where llamas, you can save them and get different power-ups, like the yak power-up, which makes your ship very, very strong. There's another power-up that makes you pretty much invincible, but I have no idea how long it's actually supposed to go on for, so I just don't know. Occasionally it might end a little too soon and you'll die, but there is that. The C button is your ultimate weapon. I recommend using this on level 3 so you could actually get past it, and you could get tons and tons of points. Everything just goes crazy. I don't even know what to call this here. It's just weird and crazy. Level 1 is actually really fun, and it provides lots of promise for this game. Level 2, quite fun as well, except for the very, very end. When it says how easy the game is, get ready to be on the move, because that means a missile is going to come up from the bottom of the screen and take you out really, really fast. And that concludes level 2, so remember that I told you that, and it will save your life. Level 3, like I said, use your special weapon, and you'll have no problem making it through there. And level 4, you're just going to die again and again, because it's practically impossible, because the frame rate drops up and down all over the place. On top of it, the creatures move ridiculously fast, and it's pretty much unplayable by just about any standards. I'm sure some people have beaten this game, but honestly, I'm not going to be one of them. I know it's only 4 levels long, but that 4th level just gets so ridiculously crazy, I just cannot stop dying. Now, I have to get into one more thing about this game. One of the coolest secrets I've ever found in any game. And that is, if you wait around for like a little demo screen to show up, it'll say a little hint about what the level's going to be, and you could actually play it. Now, these only last for about 30 to 45 seconds or so, and sometimes they get very, very weird. But there is a whole bunch of these, and I want you to explore them, because that's what games are really about. Exploring and having a super good time. Even if sometimes you are playing clumsily designed bad port messes. Now, do I absolutely love Grid Runner, and does it make this card worth buying for $70? Well, it certainly makes that pill a little bit easier to swallow. Personally, I'd rather play the other Grid Runner game because I think it's really fun and dirt cheap at like $1 or $2 at your local video game store. Now, Llamatron 2112 and Revenge of the Mutant Camels aren't for everyone, but I actually kind of like Grid Runner the best of all of them on this card, so it does make it a little more worth it to me. But then again, I'm really not into the weird sheep play that some people are, so maybe you like the other games more. But that's just my opinion. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review because I had a great time making it. And you know what? I want to send a huge shout out to the community that helps make homebrew games for the Atari Jaguar. And if you're involved in that in any way, shape, or form, drop me a line. I want to know about you and I want to know what games might be in the works. Also, this is a very, very small channel, so I can't wait to actually talk to another live human. So please leave me a comment. I cannot wait to answer you and talk back and forth. And until later, I'll see you again, guys.